Breathe in, breathe out. I need to understand them. I need to know them. And while I doubt my abilities, practice will always help. Next time, I'll be ready. If you're watching this, you probably know what One More Night is, so I'll keep it short if you don't. FNAF fan game on Roblox with roguelike elements inspired by doors. Even with the descriptions in-game, some of the threats may not be as easily understandable as you'd think they would be. But today, we'll discuss the faces you might be more familiar with, the animatronics. Safety here is nothing but an illusion. You've got front row seats to the chaos. I was actually taking the night shift before you, and I know it can seem overwhelming at first. So I've pre-recorded these messages to help you get settled in. Barry, Bunny, Chicken, and Fox, probably some of the easiest threats to deal with, though if you're not careful, they can still end your run. Let's start with Barry. He moves towards the office every few seconds. Once he gets there, he'll stand by the left door and won't leave, meaning he'll drain power until it either goes out or your door overheats. But he can be sent back to his previous location by staring at him in the cameras. Sounds simple, and well, it is, especially if you've got the Barry's hat item. Though, on runs with more camera characters, like Noob or Old Fox, it's easy to lose track of him. If you can't keep him stalled between the dining hall and stage, learn his route to the office, and do your best to balance him out with other threats. Bunny and Chicken are two sides of the same coin, and function almost exactly the same as their Fazbear counterparts. They'll head towards the office and stop at the left and right doors, respectively. They can be forced away by watching them on the cameras to save a little bit of power, similar to Barry. And on earlier nights, this can be a viable strategy. But during later nights, especially other camera threats like Barry or New Barry present, you may not have the time to ward them off like this. Their sound cues are obvious, and they're easy threats to deal with. Don't stress yourself out. Fox is probably the biggest threat you'll deal with, maybe other than Barry. He starts off in Pirate's Cove over in the prize corner and will slowly emerge from the curtains. Unlike his Fazbear counterpart, he can be scared off with your flashlight. And if he escapes, just like Foxy in FNAF 1, he'll run to your door and drain some power. Now for our next group of robots, the Parts and Service Gang, the old animatronics. For these guys, there's nowhere to run and exactly one place to hide. For old Barry, Bunny, and Chicken, they're all pretty much exactly the same. They'll come in through the vents, or the window in Barry's case, and fill up your exposure meter. Once it's full, they'll kill you. You can avoid this by putting the mask on, and they'll go away after a few seconds. Now, modifiers aren't usually too important, only making the threats attack more often or for longer, but old Barry has one that changes his entire mechanic. The facial recognition modifier will have your exposure meter fill up even while Barry is behind the window, unless you're wearing the mask. My advice, similar to the classics, the old band is simple to deal with. Even if facial recognition is on, if your reactions are sharp, they'll be golden. Now for old Fox, he's the outlier of the group. Similar to his FNAF 2 counterpart, he's not easily fooled by the mask, though unlike Withered Foxy, he doesn't appear at the front of the office, since old Barry already occupies that spot. So he'll appear in one of the door cameras, playing the FNAF 2 hallway ambience. Closing the door will block him like his classic counterpart, but he'll also drain power. He can be difficult to manage. Make him a priority. Finally, the new crew of toy animatronics are already here, sans Mangle, which is a real shame. They're one of my favorites. Regardless, the new animatronics make up the largest group of FNAF-based characters, since I'm also including the Balloon Twins and the Puppet. Now, to start off, New Barry is a pain in the ass. Just like his UCN counterpart, he'll be playing an arcade machine in the park and service room. Rather than having to play a second game of FNAF while you're playing FNAF so you can FNAF while you FNAF, you just have to reboot the game every few seconds. On its own, it's annoying but manageable. With other camera threats, he'll be one of your biggest problems. Make him your #1 camera priority. New Bunny is less of a pain, but he can still be annoying. Every once in a while he'll show up on stage playing Hotel from Undertale. Flash the light on him and he'll stop. Not much of a threat, he shouldn't be a priority, but do not let yourself forget about it. New Chicken is pretty unique. Food will spawn throughout the office, and you pick it up by walking into it. You can feed her through the camera she's on in the dining hall, and if you don't, she'll kill you. Similar to New Bonnie, she's barely a threat, and you won't have much of a problem with her, even on later nights. Even at max level in the custom night mode, she's trivial, but don't forget that she's there. The balloon kids are annoying incarnate. They come through the vents and need to be hit with your flashlight to make them go away. If you don't get them out of there, they'll drain your power and piss the other threats off, along with you because they suck. They're exactly the same other than the vents they come through. Don't let them get in, especially not on later nights. Our final threat is a puppet who functions exactly the same as their FNAF 2 counterpart. Wind the box and you'll be fine. Though, if you let them escape, you're not dead just yet. If you can manage to find them on the cameras and hit them with a flashlight, they'll return to the box. Just don't forget them about this time, okay? Make them a priority. Oh, there's also Funzy Barry. At first, he may seem hard to deal with. He runs from the maintenance room to the storage room, back and forth. He'll attack the door in next to the room he's in, and you can see him run across the window. He'll also play a sound cue. Pay attention to where he's running and only use the cameras for him if absolutely necessary. If all else fails, close both doors. It's not the best option, but it'll keep you alive. Shout out to Pressure, Doors, and Gray survival guides for inspiring this video. Go watch those. If you enjoyed the video, consider letting me know with a like, comment, and maybe I'll make a part 2. See you soon, and don't forget, I'm with you in the dark.
My girlfriend picks me up from school, and she brings me Del Taco in nothing but her bra. And aliens are real. Digging balls, digging balls, digging balls. Boo.